Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to model the space noodles that I posted on my socials just to do something different with the add-ons. Let's start by modeling the plate. I'm going to add some details here using panel cutter just to make the design less basic. Now it's time to select the middle top face of the plate and add the noodle part using the random cables operator. Turn off the use mirror toggle to have an asymmetrical distribution of the curves. Now just increase the wiggle property to simulate the noodles. I'm going to lower the resolution of the curves and just smooth them out using the subdivision modifier later on. It's time to remove the clipping geometry beneath the plate. I'm going to use draw cuts from Creative Flow, and during the operation, press T to cut through the mesh and just delete the selected faces. I'm going to separate an edge from the plate and then use that to create the soup part of the design. Here I'm going to model a platform that's going to be an extra design for the concept that we are trying to model. You can grab and move the drawing using the G hotkey during the drawing operation, and to disable it, use the G hotkey again. While in grab mode, you cannot scale the draw shape, but if you disable the grab mode again, you can then go back to reshaping the draw object. I'm going to quantify the mesh and put in some panel details. I'm going to use grid project in this area to quantify it. This will not match up with the surrounding geometry, but this is a quick way of using the random operators that rely on quad geometry on a particular area. I like this pattern, but I can still fix some of it using the Mark Sharp Only toggle. This will give me a mesh which has those panel details as edges that are marked as sharp, so I can modify them and then use Panel Cutter to generate the panel cut details. Now let's just add a few more panel cut details to the mesh using Panel Cutter. I'm going to use the random vertex color operator to generate a base diffuse color. For the procedural shaders, I'm going to use to texture the hard surface elements of the design. We still need to modify the shaders to make it look better for these meshes. For the soup, I'm going to use the Airflow glass cylinder shader as a base and edit the material setup to get something else instead. I'm going for something alien, so just ignore it if the soup looks like a toxic glove. For the noodles, I'm going to start with a new material and experiment with subsurface or the weight to create a subtle translucency to simulate some kind of noodles. Space noodles. Okay, in this part, I'm going to create bubbles for the soup using the random scatter operator. But first, we have to create a primitive sphere to scatter using the mesh option in the randomizer. Using the draw cut again to remove the overlapping geometry in the bottom side of the plate object. Again, when using that, don't forget to press T during the operation to cut through the mesh. In this area, I'm going to add an emissive screen that will display a bunch of alien characters or letters. To create the letters, I'm going to separate some faces from the screen and inset individually to create spaces between the letters. And with random panels, using the clear faces outer to create just face cards from the panel details to generate the alien letters. Play around with the panel amount to remove some faces from the randomization so you generate more character-like shapes, and use the invert panel amount toggle to get rid of the big shapes first. I will duplicate the screen shader on the alien characters so it becomes a separate material, and modify them both to create better contrast. Here, I duplicated the letters and mirrored them on the other side, then rescaled to create a quick variation of its design. Adding some more detail to the platform object, okay, let's go back to the soup shader and play around with it some more. I thought the bevel shader would create a better transition for the bubbles and the soup, but I think it's much better to just remove it. Now to create a simple spoon, to quickly model this, I'm going to use a low poly cage and estimate the final shape using the subdivision modifier. Let's place the spoon on the plate and the soup. Okay, we have a finished design. Time to play around with the HDRI lighting. You might have to edit the shader based on your lighting due to its procedural nature. And that's it for this video. I hope you learned something new. Be sure to subscribe and hit notify. Also, like the video to show it to more people. If you have any questions, use the comment section below or the links in the description. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.